now we're good. Get ready to stay in the money. Check, make sure we're getting started. Good. On this slide. All right. State your register. Hold on.
You call your Allah, but your Allah.
You call ya Allah ban Yashikar ban Yasha Allah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatuh.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatuh.
La Yasha Allah.
La Yasha Allah.
With that, everybody imagine, let's be there. We have a solid upon walk with them. Turn to face the east. We're going to start with the Lord's Prayer, the last one, Kodash. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh. Malakwaka. Taba'ah. Ratzayaka. Hayah. Aisha. Baratiza. Kawa. Ayah. Washamayim. Latananawa. Lakam. Ka. Yawam.
Wasalakna.
Kabawatinawa.
Kasalakna.
Kabawatinawa.
Wala.
Tabayanawa.
Panasaiwan.
Bo.
Halashayna.
Mayan.
Rai.
Kaya.
Laka.
Hamalakwa.
Wahala.
Wataparath.
Lawalamim. Aman. Lord,
Our Father,
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh, thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
In earth. As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us our
And
debts.
forgive us our debts.
And forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not
into
temptation.
But deliver us.
But deliver us
from evil. For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Next is the Hakah, the power in the last one, Kodash. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Like Baba Kashah.
Baba Kashah.
Tanana.
Latananawa.
Haka.
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 La Pa'a.
La Pa'a.
Kamakala.
Kamalaka.
Kamarawa.
Wakamarawa.
Haka.
Haka.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazariah.
Hamatazariah.
Haka.
Haka.
Lahakwi.
Lahakwi.
Mati.
Amati.
Haka.
Haka.
Arakawa.
Arakawa.
Atama'ala.
Atama'ala.
Lagarishan.
Lagarishan.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
What?
The water.
Amen. Now the power of prayer in the English. Lord.
Lord.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
This is the blessed Israel in the last one, Kodash. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Now.
Rakanah.
Ba'ashem.
Boyashah.
Waha.
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 Hayah.
Bayah.
Hari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
The water.
The water.
Amen. And what we just said was, Lord,
Lord.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Bless us.
Bless us.
And Israel.
And Israel.
And the school.
And the school.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
The water, so be it.
The water, so be it.
I never said that. I don't know why I said that. The water, so be it.
Damn.
It's what?
Yeah, look at it. Maybe that's on my hand. Chemicals on my hand, got my eyeball.
Oh.
Right. Okay, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 121, and last one, Kodash. Aisha.
Aisha.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahahari.
Ahahari.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Azari.
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 Ma'an.
Ma'an.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha, Shamayam,
Baratiza,
Ayatan,
Lamawat, Regalka, Ayalawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Ana,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamar, Yasha'ala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tazalka, Al-Yad, Yamyanka, Yawama, Hashamash, Layaka, Wayarak, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makalra, Yashamar, Athnapashka, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaatka, Wabawaka, Mayata, Ba'ai, Awilam. Psalm 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up mine eyes to the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yashar'Allah
he that keepeth Yasha'Allah
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade
Yahweh is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, the last one from Dutch. Allahai,
Allahai,
Adam Yalaka,
Adam Yalaka,
Atakarash,
Atakarash,
Atashakwat,
Wa'ata shakwat,
Al,
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabyaka,
Awayabyaka,
Yamayawan,
Yahamayawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Amaka,
A'imaka,
Yarayamwa,
Yarayamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayata,
Wayata,
Yaitazawa,
Yaitazawa,
Altazawanyaka,
Altazapawanyaka,
Amaru,
Amarwa,
Lakau,
Lakawa,
Nakatiyadam,
Wanakakidam,
Magawi,
Magawiya,
Layazaka,
Walahazizkar,
Shami Ashal,
Sham Yasha'Allah,
Awada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawaitazawa,
Nawa'itazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Awyaka,
Ayaka,
it's like Barya,
Barya,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahalaya,
Ahalia,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashmalu,
Washmael,
Mawaba,
Mawaba,
Wahagari,
Wahagaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wamawan,
Waimawan,
Wamalak,
Waimalak,
Kalasha,
Palasha,
Amishabi,
Amishabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gamashawar,
Gamashawar,
Alawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Ayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Sarawai,
Labani Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Ashalaham,
Ashalaham,
Madya,
Kamadyan,
Kasayasara,
Kathayasara,
Kayabyam,
Kayabyam,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Koyashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayandara,
Bayandara,
Ayawa,
Hayawa,
Kama,
Daman,
Ladama,
Ladama,
Shaitamwa,
Shaitamwa,
Nadayamawa,
Nadayat Mawa,
Kaira,
Kaira,
Wakazabak,
Wakazab,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazamana,
Wakatazamana,
Kanasai Kamwa,
Kanasaya Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nerusha,
Nayarusha,
Alawa,
Lanawa,
Ah, Nawa,
Na'awa,
Alahai,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shaitamwa,
Shaitamwa,
Kagaugal,
Kagalgala,
Kwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya,
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 Roka,
Raka,
Kaash,
Kaash,
Tabai,
Tabai, Ya'ai,
Wakalaba,
Wakalahaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Ariyam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Taradap,
Daradapma,
Wasairik,
Basa Iraka,
Wabasawa Patka,
Wabasawa Pathka,
Tawhabalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kuala
Kualawan,
Webakwashwa,
Weabakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Webahawa,
Weabahalawa,
Adyai,
Adyai,
Wekaparwa,
Weakaparwa,
Weabadwa,
Weabadwa,
Wedaiwa,
Weadaiwa,
Kayata,
Kayata,
Shamka,
Shumka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Alkaha,
Alkaha,
Ratiza.
Aratiza. Psalm chapter 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence,
Keep not thy silence,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace,
and be not still,
and be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thy enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They had taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted
and consulted
against thy hidden ones.
against thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come,
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation.
from being a nation,
The name of Yasha Allah
that the name of Yasha Allah
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab,
of Moab
and the Hagarenes
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal
Gabal
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek
the Philistines,
and the Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them
Do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kisan,
at the brook of Kisan,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles
Make their nobles
like Oreb
like Oreb
and like Zeid.
and like Zaid.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Abah
all the princes as Sabbath
and as Zalmunna,
and as Zamunah,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God in possession.
the houses of God into possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth a wood,
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
and make them afraid
with thy storm.
with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
is
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
art the most high
art the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
Now, last prayer, we have the blessings prayer, the last for us. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shah.
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yakaala.
Wa Yamaka'ala,
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim,
Atazab Ya'ah.
Matazab Ya'ah,
Alawat Yahana.
Alawab Yahana,
Ha Alawapia.
Ha Alawapyam,
Asaranya.
Hasaranya,
Kodes Yayoyo.
Quatasanya,
Ekau Yayoyo.
Akal Yahya,
Waha Watian.
Wa Hawati,
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Hashem.
Bashem,
Yahushua.
Yahushai,
The
the
water.
water. Amen.
Blessings prayer in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahushai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
commanding General Yohanan,
commanding General Yohanan,
the generals,
the generals,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai,
in the name of Yahushai,
thank you, so be it.
thank you, so be it.
Load it one more time. Set this down. All right, Mashavia. Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Bashem Yahshai Barakatah. Yahweh Shema Atan Bashem Yahshai. We are the Isupk. It started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York in 1969. We are under commanding General Yohanan, here to teach the truth of the Bible to so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians are the real Israelites according to the scriptures. Now, every Sabbath, we either have a live Sabbath service or a recorded Sabbath service that will show that we've continued our progress in reading the Old Testament in chronological order like we do every Sabbath service. We're going to read 47 verses exactly, just like how we do every Sabbath service. And where we left off with last time is we're going to pick up Genesis chapter 41 and verse 31, and we're going to read through Genesis chapter 42 and verse 22. For this particular time, we're going to read it all at once. Cool. There's going to be quite a few. But I'll follow along with you. And again, what's going on right now is where Israel is starting to become a nation through the salvation that comes from Joseph being in a position to help his family come back and get basically to survive a time of need. And now that whole situation is being developed here in the book of Genesis, where it gets to the point where Joseph is now, what's the word, an advisor to the Pharaoh of Egypt in that time. And at this point in time, Joseph's brothers don't know that he's still alive. Joseph's father doesn't know he's still alive. So we're in the middle of that story right now. Let's go ahead and get that into Hebrew. Again, Genesis chapter 41, verse 31.
Come on, concert. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, starting at verse 31 in the Lashawan Kadash. Wala'a Yawadai Hashabai Baretz Baratza Salak Baratza Maganaya
Mapanya.
Salakia.
It do look like a G, yeah, but that's a pa. Go ahead.
Mapanya
Hara.
Harai Haha Wa'a Haha Wa'a Acharaya Khan Kaya
Bad.
Kabad Hawa'a Ma'at. Verse 32. Wa'ai Hashadna what Hakalawam. Oh Para'ai Pa'ai Mayam Kaya Nakawan Hadabar Ma'ai Ha'ala Hayam Wama Mahar Ha'ala Hayam La'ai Shatawa. Verse 33. Wa'ai Tha Yara'a Para'ai Ayash Nabawan Waka Salakia Wakakam Wayasha Ya Ta Salakia Wayasha Ya Taha Al Aratza Salakia Matazraya Matazari Wa'isha Para Salakia Parai Waya Pakwa Salakia Pakwa Dayam Al Ha'aratza Waka Mash At Salakia one my Aratza.
What verse is it?
I'm at almost at the end of verse 34.
To take a fifth?
So on Egypt, in the
okay. Matazarium
Shabai, but no, it's like a Bashabai,
There you go.
Shania, Hashabai. Verse 35. Waya. Bayakwa. Batazawa.
Mhm.
Ah. Call.
A
A
call.
call.
Mhm.
Hasha. Nayam. Ha. Hata. Ba. Haba. Haba. Select. Haba. Ha'a. Ha'ala. Select. Ha'al. Allah. Waya. Taza. Bara. Bara. How do you say that word? It's like it's there. Waya. Taza. Bara.
Tazabarwa.
So.
Waya Tazabarwa.
Waya Taza Barwa.
Mhm.
Bar. The Kath.
Mhm.
Yad. Para. Salakia. Parai. A call. Ba'ai Rai. Salakia. Bara. Ba'ai Rayam.
Mhm.
Washa. Marwa.
Mhm.
Verse 36. Wahaya. Call. La pa. Wa. Dawan.
Mhm.
La Arataza. La Sha. Bai. Shanaya. Hara. Select. Hara'ai. Ashar. Taha. Ya. Yan. Baratza. Matazarian. Wa La'a. Takarat. Haratza. Bara. I.
Mhm.
Verse 37. Waya. Yatab. Hada. Hadabar. Ba'aya. Naya. Para. It's like it. Para'ai. Wa ba I ya naya. Call.
Mhm.
I the bar ya yawa. Verse 38. Wa ya mar. Para'ai. All. I ba. It's like I ba da yawa. Hana ma taza'a. Kaza. Ayash. Ashar. Rawa. Raka. Alachayim. Bawa.
Mhm.
Verse 39. Waya mar. Parai. Al. Yawsa. Akaraya.
Mhm.
Hawa. The ya. The Salakia. Hawa the ya.
Yeah, yeah.
Hawa the
Yeah.
ya I.
Mhm.
Alahayim. Hawa.
Stock.
Awathak.
Mhm.
Ath. Call. Taza'ath. It's like yan. Na.
Number one.
Adaban. Adaban.
Number
Select.
one.
Na the one.
Number one.
It's like na bawan.
Mhm.
Waka. Waka come.
Mhm.
Come ma
Wow.
walk. Verse 40. Ata. Taha. Ya. All. Baya Bayataya. Bayathya. Select Bayathya.
Mhm.
Wa'il. Payak. Yashaqua. Call. Maya. Rach. Haka. Sa'a. Select it. Haka Sa'a. Aga. Do. Mak.
Mhm.
Verse 41. Wayamar. Ra'ai. Al. Yawasa. Ra'a.
Mhm. Nathathia.
Thaya. Athak. Al. Kal. Aratza. Matazarayim. Wayasar. Harai. At. Taba. I. Tawa. Ma'al. Yadawa. That's like Yadwa. Waya. Dan. Atha. Al. No. Yeah, it's like it. Al. Ya. Yabsa. Waya. Nabash. Atawa. Bagadaya. Shasha. Wayasham. Rabad. Hazah. Ha. Al. Taza. Wa. Rawa. Verse 43. Waya. Raka. Atawa. Bamara. Ka. Bath. Hama. Salakia. Hamasha. Na. Ashar. Lawa. Waya. Kwara. Awa. Lapan. Salakia. Lapanya. Yawa. Abarak. Wana. Da. Wan. Atawa. Al. Call. Arataza. Matazarayan. Waya. Salakia. Verse 44. Waya Mar. Para. Al. Yawasa. Anaya. Parai. Wayab. It's like Waba la I da yak la yara yam ayash yadaw. It's like yadawa. Wayat. Raga lawa. Akal. Arataza. Matazariah. Verse 45. Waya kwa Slakia. Waya kra Slak. Waya kra Harai. Sham. Yawasa. Tazapa na. Pa I na Slakia. Pa I nach. Waya Dan Lawa At Asar Nath Bath Hawa Salakia Hawa Daya Harai Kahan An Laasha Waya
Tazah.
Taza'a Yawasa Al Rataza Matazarayim. Verse 46. Wayawasa Ban Shala Shayam Shana Ba'ai Ma Dawa La Naya Parai Malak Matazarayim Waya Taza'a Yawasa Mala Panya like Mala Panaya Parai Waya I select your place. Waya I the bar
No, not.
recall Arataza
Yeah, we love.
No, that's what it says when it's recorded.
Matazarayim
You on Facebook?
That's crazy.
I don't even know how I did that because it's just recorded.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Keep on.
Watha Aish Rat select Rataza. No, select it. Verse 47, what's the second word, sir? Rataza? I think that is, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Basha Bai Shanaya Hasha Bai Lakwa Ma Tazayam Waya Kwa Ba like you, sir. What's this on 48? How do you pronounce that? Waya Kwa Bataza
Mm-hmm.
Ath Call a call Shabai Shanayam Ashar Hay Yan. No. Is that a na or the or y at the end, sir? Yawa ba Ratza ma Matazarayam Wayath Dan a call Ba'ai Salakia Ba'ai Rayam a call Shada Ha'ayah Select Ha'ayar Ashar Sabaya Ba Thaya Nathan Ba Waka. Verse 49. Waya Taza Bar Yawasa Bar Kaka Wal Salakia. Hayam. Hara. Ba. Ma'ad. I. Kaya. Kab. Dog.
Stay with him on that.
Lasa. Lasapar. Kaya. Yan. Masapar. Verse 50.
Who you going to?
That's the next chapter.
Wala yas. Yeah. Salakia.
You just go all the way straight through.
Wala yas. Wala Yawasa. Yalad. Shanaya. Banayam. Basaram. So Slakia. Batharam.
Who's the last?
It's recorded. It's gonna go to YouTube though.
Dabawa. Shana. Hara. Slakia. Hara. Ashar. Yala. Yalada. Lawa. Hasanath. Bath. Pawa. Daya. Harai. Kahan. Awan. Verse 51. Waya kwa ra. Yawasa. Sham. Haba ka. Slakin. Haba ka. War. Manasa. Kaya. Nasha. Nasha. Naya. Alahayam. Ath. Call. I'm Mala. Slakin. I'm Malaya. Wa'ath. Call. Bayat. Abaya. It's like Abaya. Abaya. Verse 52. Wa'ath. Sham. Hashanaya. Korah. Aparaya. Kaya. Hapara. Naya. No, Slakia. Hapara. Naya. Alahayam. Barataza. Aina. Ya. Anaya. Ya. Verse 53. Wataka la yana. Shabai. Shanaya. Hashabai. Ashar. Haya. Ba'aratza. Matazariah. Verse 54. Wathachala yana. Shabai. Shanaya. Hara'ai. Laba. Wa. Ka'ashar. Amar. Yawsa. Waya. Haya. Ra'aib. Bakal. Ha'ara. ha'arataza wath
Mhm.
wabakal arataza matazarium haya lacham. Verse 55. Wathara I call arataza matazarium waya taza. So waya taza I qua I'm all right la cham waya mar right la call matazarium la. It's like la kawa or la. It's like, sir, is that at the end? La kawa. Come on. Al Yawasab Ashar Ya'amar
Mhm.
Lakam to
Shawa.
Aishawa
Oh.
to Aishawa. Select. Verse 56. Wahara I Haya all. That's an I'll call Panya Ha'aratza Waya Pa Thak Yawasab Ath call Ashar Baham Wayasha Bar Lama Tazarai La Matazarium Waya Ha Zakwa Hara I Ba'a Rataza Matazarium. Verse 57. Wakal Ha'a Rataza Ba'awa Matazarium. Salakia Matazara Ya Ma Lashab Lashabar All Yawasa Kaya Ka Salakia Kasakwa Hara I Bakal Ha'arataza. Genesis chapter 42, starting at verse 1, in the Lashon Kadash. Wa ya ra Yaikwab.
We're gonna go through verse 22.
Come on, concert. Yaikwab. Kaya. Yash. Shabar. Ba Matazarium. Wa ya Amar. Yaikwab. Laban Laban Yawa. Lama. Ra Iwan. Salakia. Ra Iwa. Verse 2. Wayamar Hana. Shama'ai Thaya. Kaya. Yash. Shabar. Ba. Ba Matazarium. What Salakia? Rada Radan or Radawa. Shama Wa Sha Ba Ra so Wa Shabara Awa La Nawa Masham. So like one man. I forgot I lost my place, sir.
You were on verse 2, right?
Come on, sir.
You said Matazarium, not yet. You did. Start right there.
Mat Ba Matazarium.
Mm-hmm.
Ra
Radawa.
Radawa Shema
Mm-hmm.
Washa
Shabarawa.
Washabarawa La Nawa Masham Wanacha Ya Wala'a Nama Wath.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. Waya Ra Dawa Akaya Akia Salakim Yawasa Aisha Ra Lasha Bar Ma Salakim Matazarium. Verse 4. Wa'ath Banaya Maya Salakim. This is Benjamin right here. Banaya
Banyamyan.
Banyamyan Akia Yawasa La'a Shalach Yaquab Ath Achaya Yawa Kaya Amar Han Yaquara'a Nawa Asa Wan. Verse 5. Wayaba Awa Wayaba'awa Banya Yasra'ala Lashabar Batha Wak Haba'a Yam Kaya Haya Hara I La Ratza Kana'im Salakia Kana'im Wa Yawasab Hawa Hasha Salakia Hashalaya. What's that the end of the? Is that the ta?
Mm-hmm.
Hashalayat.
Yat.
Hashalayat.
Mm-hmm.
I'll. Ha'aratza. Hawa'a. Hama sha by So like Hamashaba Yar Lakal I'm Ha'rataza Waya Ba Awa. It's like it. Haya Ba'awa Akya Yawasa Waya Salagya Wayasha Thacha. I'm struggling here. Wayashach Wayashathakha Wa.
It's crazy because there's two of them right after one
Yeah.
another.
Kaw
Waya-
Kawa Waya Shatakhawa
Takwa.
it's like it. Waya Shathakwa
Wa.
Wa
There you go.
Lawa Apayam Arataza Arataza no Arataza Waya Ra Yawasa it's like Ath Akha Akya so Akyawa Wayaka so like Wayaka Ram Wayatha Kar Alay it's like Alaya Allah Alaya Ham Waya Dabar Atham Kwasha Wath Waya Amar Allah Allaham Ma'a Ya it's like Ma'a Ma'a Ya Ma'a Slakya Ma'ayan Ba'a Tham Waya Mar Waya Marwan Waya Marwa
Mm-hmm. Marataza.
Ma'arataza Kana Ain
Mm-hmm.
Lasha Bar a call. Verse 8 Wayakar Yawasa Ath Akha
Akyawa.
Akyawa Waham La'a Hakara Hawa Wayaza select it. Wayazakar Yawasa
Mm-hmm.
Ath Hakala Mawat
Mm-hmm.
Ashar Kalam Lacham Wayamar Alacham Mara Ga Layam
Mm-hmm.
Atham La Ra'a Wath Ath Ira Wath Ha'aya Ha'arataza
Mm-hmm.
Ba'a Tham. Verse 10 Waya'a Marwa Alaya Yawa La'a Ada Naya it's like Adanaya. Wa badaya wa da barak ba awa la shabar a call. Verse 11. Kala nawa banya ayash achad nakanawa kanayam anakanawa la'a hayawa ibadaya ibada I slakya
Abadyak.
abadya. What is it?
Regalium.
Maragalium. Verse 12. Waya amar alaham la'a kaya ira wath ha'aratza ba'a thumb la ra'a wath. Verse 13. Waya marwa shanai select shanayam ishar
Abadyak.
abadyak. I have to remember that. Akayam akyam select akyam
Anachnawa.
anaknawa banya ayash achad ba'aratza kana'ain wahana hakwatan ath abayanawa hayawan waha'achad ayan nawa. Verse 14. Wayamar alaham yamsa hawa ashar the barathaya alaham lamar mara layam a thumb. Verse 15. Baza'ath now Salakia
Sabachnawa.
the
Nawa.
Baknawa
Kaya.
Kaya Parai Tataza Awa Maza Kaya sorry Bawa Akha it's like Akhayakam. It's like I said that wrong. Achaya come.
Mhm.
Hakwa. It's like Hakwa.
Hakwatan.
Hakwatan. Hana.
Mhm.
Verse 16. Shalakwa.
Shalachwa.
Makam. Akkad. Waya. Kwa. Waya. Kwa. Ka. I can't say that fast though. Ath. Ak. Yacham. Thumb. Ha Sarah. So like it.
Sarwa.
Sarwan. So like it. Run. Waya ba
Bachnoa.
waya bak
The bar yakam.
the bar yakam. Ma atha come. Wa la khaya para. So like para I kaya mara ga layam maragalayam a thumb. Verse 17. Wa ya asa a thumb. All. Masha Mar. Shala Shath. Yamayam. Wa Yamar. Alham.
Mhm.
Yawasap. Baya Wam. Hashalaya.
Lashya.
Hashalayashya.
Mhm.
Za'ath. Aishawa.
Mhm.
Wakayawa.
Mhm.
Wakayawa. Ath. Alahayam. Anaya. Yara'ah. Is that it? Yara'ah. Okay. Verse 19. Chanayam. Atham. Achayakam.
Akyakam.
Akyakam. Achad.
Mhm.
Ya'asar. Yasar? Is that correct, sir? Yasar?
Is it? Yeah.
Babayat. Mashama Mashamarak Slakia. Masham Rakam.
What is this? I've been reading. Man. Which word are you on?
I'm on. Wa'atham.
There's two more verses.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Actually, wait till you
Habaya
Awa.
Awa.
back.
Just water.
Shabar.
Shabar. Ra'ai da.
Ba. Ra'aibawan.
Ra'ai. Select, sir. Can you say that slower?
Ra'aibawan.
Ra'ai bawan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the one. I ain't even want to talk. I feel like I don't deserve the one.
What is this? But the ya Salakia. But the ya come. Verse 20. What ath
Help him out, copy.
Salakia. Akaya akya come. Hakwa tan. Taba ya awa. A la ya. Waya amasa. Waya a ma nawa. Da ra yak. Bada ra yakam. Wa la'a ta ma wa Salakia. My eyes are tripping at now. Ta ma wa
The Wathwa.
ta ma wath Salakia, sir.
Thama Wathwa.
Ta ma wathawa.
Mm-hmm.
Wa ya I
Shawa.
shawa
Mm-hmm.
khan. Verse 21. Wa I wa ya a
Marwa.
wa ya a marwan.
Mm-hmm.
Ayash al akyan no akyawa a ball ashama it's like ashamayam no ashamayam oh my eyes are starting to get blurry anaka night akanai nawa al it's like you sir akyanawa ashar ra'a yanawa tazara'ath it's like you sir tazarath na Napashawa Baha the Kha Salaki, sir. How do you say this word? Baha the Kha Nawa Alaya Nawa
Mm-hmm.
Wala'a Shama Ainawa
Mm-hmm.
Al Khan Ba'a Alaya Nawa Hatazaraya Hatazara
Mm-hmm.
Haza'at verse 22 Waya Ain Ra'aw Waban Atham La Amar Halawa Halawa Amara Thaya Alay Alayakam La Amar All Thacha the chasa out. How do you say it, sir? I can't hear you. The ka ta'awa. Baya la. Wala. Wala. Shama'ai thumb. Wagam. Damawa. Hana'a. Nada Rosh. That's it.
Okay, get a brother a hand, man. That deserves a whole glass of you know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy learning that, but you're picking up so much from the repetition of seeing it. But just try to focus on the words that we see a lot of. Those
Right.
root words, you want to pronounce those and then the add-ons.
Come on,
You'll
come
start
on.
noticing them like Dabar, Amaro, you know, things like that.
Come on, sir.
All right.
I'm learning a little bit.
Now we got to read it in English.
Come on, sir. What was that again? Book of Genesis. Genesis.
It was Genesis chapter 41, verse 31.
Come on, sir.
Let's get it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, starting at verses 31 in the English.
Mm-hmm.
And the plenty shall not be known in the land by reason of that famine following, for it shall be very grievous. Verse 32. And for that the dream was doubled unto Pharaoh twice, and it is because the thing is established by God, and God will surely bring it to pass. Verse 33. Now therefore let Pharaoh look out a man discreet and wise, and set him over the land of Egypt. Verse 34. Let Pharaoh do this, and let him appoint officers over the land, and take up the fifth part of the land of Egypt in the seventh plenteous years.
He's giving the Pharaoh a plan to survive this famine. You know, he's not just providing an answer to his. Well, he's providing an answer to his problem. He's showing him what the problem is, then he's providing an answer for it. Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 35. Let them gather all the food of those good years that come, and lay up corn under the hand of the Pharaoh, and let them keep food in the cities. Verse 36. And that food shall be for store to the land against the 7 years of famine, which shall be in the land of Egypt, that the land perish not through the famine. Verse 37. It's like, and the thing was good in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of all his servants. Verse 38. And Pharaoh said unto his servants, can we find such a one as this is, a man in whom the Spirit of God is? Verse 39.
Keep going.
And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, for as much as God hath showed thee all this, there is no one discreet and wise as thou art. Verse 40.
And Joseph understood that the Lord was with him in a land where everybody was different than him. We have to understand that our role here in this kingdom is to provide answers that nobody else can answer.
Right.
We have to provide solutions that nobody else can provide. And it is because of our connection with the Most High that we even have the ability to do so, with understanding the prophecies, understanding what directions we need to take to prepare for worse times that are to come. Because this is a time in Egypt when they're getting ready for a famine. Everything seems fine. Everything seems okay. But now the Pharaoh's starting to get visited by the Most High in his dreams. And then now Joseph is breaking them down and giving an understanding of what's going on. Keep going.
Come on, sir. Verse 40. Thou shalt be over my house, and according unto thy word shall all my people be ruled. Only in the throne will I be greater than thou.
Mm.
Verse 41. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, see, I have set thee over all the land of Egypt. Verse 42. And Pharaoh took off his ring from his hand and put it upon Joseph's hand, and arrayed him in vestures of fine linen, and put a gold chain around his neck. Verse 43.
Now he's basically setting him up, as an official. It's kind of like an official thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Brothers coming to school, they get a chain, you know what I'm saying, at the Passover, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just kind of makes it more official, it's like a gift, like a welcome gift, right? Because he's bringing him in and he's saying, I'm gonna put you above everybody in the whole kingdom except for me, putting him second in command, and he was at the bottom of a prison, at the bottom, you know what I'm saying, on the verge of being, you know what I'm saying, executed. Mind you, he was a servant in the Pharaoh's executioner's house, then was accused falsely of the woman of the house trying to get with him and him making an advance on her. That was not true. Thrown to the very bottom. Now he's back on top of things, and it is because of how he reacted to every situation that he was in. He reacted in a wise manner. He didn't let it take over his life. He didn't let it make him spiral out of control. He always kept faith in the Most High, and it's important for us to do so no matter what we go through. Joseph is a shining example of what it means to be an Israelite.
Right.
Though he may not have a tribe named after him, he is an Israelite. There's no doubt about that. And this is just showing how the Most High moves our narratives to where even when we are tested, he's still setting something up for us. But we have to pass that test. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 43. And he made him to ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried before him, bowed the knee, and he made him ruler over all the land of Egypt. Verse 44. And Pharaoh said unto Joseph, I am Pharaoh, and without thee shall no man lift up his hand or foot in all the land of Egypt. Verse 45. And Pharaoh called Joseph's name Zaphanath Pa'anah, and he gave him to wife Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On. And Joseph went out over all the land of Egypt. Verse 46. And Joseph went 30 years. Verse 46. And Joseph was 30 years old when he stood before Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Mm-hmm. And Pharaoh went out from the presence of and Joseph went out from the presence of Pharaoh and went throughout all the land of Egypt.
This is an important thing that is mentioned because I'm not quite certain as to if it pinpoints the age that he was when his brothers threw him in the pit and sold, and eventually ordained for him to be sold to those Arabs. You understand? That was a whole different Joseph, meaning years have passed since then. And so I'm kind of foreshadowing here, when Joseph's family comes into the picture, they don't recognize him. You understand? Because it's been so long, because he's gone through so many things in his life. Keep reading.
Come on, sir. Verse 47, and in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. Mm-hmm. Verse 48, and he gathered up all the food of the 7 years which were in the land of Egypt, and laid upon the food in the cities, and food of the field, and laid up the food in the cities, and the food of the field which was round about every city laid he up in the same. Verse 49, and Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, mm-hmm. very much until he left numbering, for it was without number.
And then grains and corn, those are the type of items that can last a long time. They're not as perishable as, like fruit and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to try to prep using things that can have longevity in a time where there is famine, where nothing's growing. So corn is a good option. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 50. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath and Selachia, the daughter of Potipharah, priest of On, bare unto him.
So he's going to pull him an Egyptian.
Right.
Go ahead.
And Joseph called the name of the firstborn Manasseh, for God said, He hath made me forget all my toil and all my father's house. Verse 52. And the name of the second called he Ephraim, for God hath caused me to be fruitful in the land of my affliction.
That's it. That's for Puerto Ricans right there.
Young.
Manasseh is the Cubans, I believe.
Right.
And so it's interesting how the Most High actually ordains that his sons become official tribes within the nation of Israel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it just goes to show that no matter what happens in our life, that there can be a time of good that comes after the darkness that we go through. You understand? That's why life is always worth living and fighting through. It's always worth trying to improve. You don't want to give in to the doubt that clouds your mind when things are looking bad. And things not only looking better for Joseph, but now he's got a family. You understand? The Most High is blessing him even in times where the rest of the world is starting to go into turmoil. Now, this was right before the famine hit, but signs start to show and then it starts to come into fruition. Go ahead.
Verse 52. No, wait, verse 53. And the 7 years of plentiness that was in the land of Egypt were ended. Verse 54. And the 7 years of dearth began to come according as Joseph had said. And the dearth was all in all lands, but in all the lands of Egypt there was bread. Verse 55. And when all the land of Egypt was famished, the people cried to Pharaoh for bread. And Pharaoh said unto all the Egyptians, Go unto Joseph, what he saith to you, do. What he saith to you, do. Verse 56. And the famine was over all the face of the earth. And Joseph opened all the storehouses and sold unto the Egyptians, and the famine waxed sore in the land of Egypt.
That's the end of the chapter?
Awesome.
Keep going. Oh, what verse you on?
57. That's it. Chapter 57.
Oh, read that.
Verse 57. And all countries came unto Egypt to Joseph for to buy corn, because that the famine was so sore in all lands.
Keep reading.
Chapter 42, starting at verse 1. Now when Jacob saw that there was corn in Egypt, Jacob said unto his sons, Why do ye look one upon another? And he said, it's like it, verse 2. And he said, Behold, I have heard that there is corn in Egypt.
Remember in the dream that the Pharaoh originally had, there was corn that was taking over other corn. There was cattle that were taking over other cattle, cattle that were without, cattle that were ill, right? Ill-favored is what it said. It's no different than what happens in a not just a society, but the surrounding civilizations. Whenever there's a famine, a lot of times what will happen is when things get tough, wars start to break out.
Right.
When things get tough, a country goes to another country for more exports, right? For more things to purchase and bring over to sustain their economies, to sustain their nutrition from their people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's no different. Now, instead of those other ill-favored cattle and ill corn coming and taking over what the Pharaoh had, they already had a solution in store. They had that stockpile that not only was able to sustain themselves, but catapult them to an even higher level because of the way they were able to then deal with the civilizations that were around them, to be able to then become a steward amongst other countries. And it just so happened that Jacob and his sons needed some of that nourishment as well.
Right.
Which makes it all come back together in a full circle, because the narrative of the scriptures is showing us how Israel, being a prophetic type of nation that we are, can find solutions where nobody's even looking for solutions before it even happens. And that's the power of prophecy. Being able to see when the music begins to stop before it actually stops.
Right.
And that's a skill that no other nation has except for the Israelites. Keep reading.
Okay. Get you down thither and buy for us from thence, that we may live and not die. Verse 3. And Joseph's 10 brethren went down to buy corn in Egypt. Verse 4. But Benjamin, Joseph's brother, Jacob sent not his brethren, for he said, lest preadventure mischief befall him. Verse 5. And the sons of Israel came to buy corn among those that came, for the famine was in the land of Canaan. Verse 6. And Joseph was the governor over the land, and he it was that sold to all the people of the land. And Joseph's brethren came and with their faces toward the earth.
That is just the beginning of that prophecy being fulfilled that Joseph mentioned all those years ago.
Right.
Before everything happened. Little did they know that it was their decision to try to get rid of them that set forth the motion that would make the prophecy come to pass. There's no, and what does that mean? That means there's no getting around when the Most High shows a vision to one of his sons, one of his prophets. You understand? It's gonna happen. There's no avoiding it. That's why we go out on the street and we talk about prophecies that are gonna happen across the world with such confidence, and also a certain coldness that we have to have, because we understand that nothing's going to prevent that from happening. There's no laser beams you're going to get. You're going to fight against God's army. There's no stockpiling you're going to do to prevent, you know what I'm saying, the famines and pestilences to break out. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And the only time that you might find any kind of success in those times is if you heed the words of the prophets that the Most High ordains for the world to see. Go ahead.
That's right.
Keep reading.
Verse 7. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, but made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. And he said unto them, whence come ye? And
he said spake roughly unto them, because he's getting his little payback, right? Yeah. Go ahead.
And they said, from the land of Canaan to buy food. Verse 8. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. But they knew not him. Verse 9. And Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. Verse 10. And they said unto him, nay, my lord, but to buy food are thy servants come. Verse 11. We are all one man's sons. We are true men. Thy servants are no spies. Verse 12. And he said unto them, nay, but to see the nakedness of the land ye are come. Verse 13. And they said, thy servants are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. And behold, the youngest is this day with our father, and one is not. And Joseph, verse 14, and Joseph said unto them, that is it that I spake unto you, saying, ye are spies. Verse 15, hereby ye shall be proved, but the life of Pharaoh ye shall not go forth hence, except your youngest brother come hither.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16, send one of you and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison.
This is important because that's his favorite brother. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The younger brother. We're talking about Benjamin, right?
Right.
Yeah, because Benjamin wasn't with them, but Joseph has been longing to see his brother. Of course, technically he's been longing to see all his brothers, not just for the get back, but for the actual family reunion. He wants to take care of his family.
Right.
So he's trying to set it up to where he can put himself in the position to have his brother around him again. And he's still being slick. He hasn't revealed himself yet. Keep going.
That your words may be proved, whether there be any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh, surely ye are spies.
Kind of messing with him at this point. Is like using him, Now you got to go and prove that you're not a spy. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. So if Joseph, who was it? Benjamin, right? If Benjamin was still like really young, how old was Joseph at this time? Because they was young together.
It says that Joseph was 30 years old at the time that the famine started, or something like that.
Okay.
So and we know that Joseph wasn't nowhere near 30 years old when he had got thrown in that pit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about it had to have been at least. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I just know it's been years, right? A certain number of years. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and he put them all together in ward 3 days. Verse 18, and Joseph said unto them the third day, this do and live, for I fear God. Verse 19, if ye be true men, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your houses. Verse 20, but bring your youngest brother unto me, so shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. It's like, and they did so.
Right, because they're going to need to come back to him again at some point for some more supplies.
Right.
So they need to prove themselves. That way they have, that they can get in and do it. Now, mind you, he's giving them some kind of special treatment because everyone else, they just come buy their goods and go. They're actually up there with them in the chambers. You know what I'm saying? In the upper echelon of the society, and this is their chance to make a name for themselves. So they got to behave. They got to do things the right way.
Right.
But Joseph hasn't revealed himself to them yet. I don't know if they would act the same way if they knew who he was, but now it's going to start to build up that tension, that drama, in the sense of them trying to prove themselves that they're not spies. And Joseph also not only knowing who they are, but caring for them while at the same time still kind of messing with them a little bit, like a brother would if he's given the chance to show some kind of vengeance against his older brothers. But there was more to the story than just that. Keep going.
Concert. Verse 21, and they did select, and they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother, in that we saw the anguish of his soul when he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. Verse 22, and Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child, and ye would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required.
This is a heck of a scripture to stop on, because Reuben was in the middle of explaining and reminding them. Remember, I was the one that told y'all we shouldn't try to get rid of Joseph? And the brothers are recognizing that it is because of their ill doings from years past that they're not paying the price for it. Again, not knowing that Joseph is right smack in front of them. They thought he was gone. They thought he was dead, or, sold off, or just living a different type of life. But he's in the middle of explaining that, and Joseph is listening in on what Reuben is saying. I believe he reacts to that. But we're going to pick up on this in the next Sabbath service to really start to get an understanding of how this family comes back together and becomes stronger than ever because of one man's ability to continue to be godly and to show forgiveness to his brothers in a time where he has every, I'm not going to say every right, but every advantage possible to really, salt the wound of him being right. That is it going to be pride that prevails in the end, or is it going to be forgiveness and brotherhood that prevails in the end? That's going to set up our kingdom. Sabbath service. Majum. Majum, which means to stand. Sar, which means to turn. Upanya Hakodam, which means to face towards the east, towards Jerusalem specifically. And then we're going to finish with the Lord's Prayer and the Lashon Kodash. Go ahead.
Abanau.
Abanau.
Bashma.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Dash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Ka.
Salak.
Oh.
Scroll. Start from the top. Again, from the top.
Abanau.
Abanau.
Shabbat Shema.
Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shemka.
Shemka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malaka.
Malaka.
Tabaa.
Tabaa.
Razayaka.
Razayaka.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Baratza.
Baratza. Kawa.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Bashaman.
Bashaman.
Latanda.
Latanda. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Salaknawa. Kawatinawa.
Kasalaknawa. Kawathinawa.
Wala. Tabayanawa.
Manasai one.
Ball.
Hawashinawa. Mayan.
Ra.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Malakwa.
Amalakwa.
Wahala.
Wahala. Kapara. Aman.
When we said was our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh. Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
That will be done
In earth.
as
it is in heaven. Give us this day.
Give us this day
our daily
our
bread.
daily bread.
Forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
And
the
power.
And the glory.
Forever.
So be it.
So be it.
Turn face towards me. Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barak Yah.
Yahweh Bashim Yosha Brakya.
All right, go ahead and put the scroll in. I poured you in wine. Go ahead and blow the horn. Time up, sure. Well deserved, except right there.
La Yasra Allah.
All right. Since you may remain seated. At this time, we're going to give the brother one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah, Yagi Matah. Sorry, we're going to turn and face the sisters for one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Amadim Shabbat, Amadim, Barak, Yahweh
Shema Hashem Yahshua.
Yagi Matah. Dismiss.